Hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Oh, I see some people already in here. Thought that was cool. Like everyone's like, for a second. That's really funny. That was really funny to me. Come in here and see that. So let me just give a shout out to some people here. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Braden, Geraldine, Barry, Chris. Nice to see you guys. Oh, Hopewell Farm showed up. That's so funny because I actually brought out your product. I was going to talk about it today. Yep. Hi, Queen Victor. Nice to see you. Hello, Paul. Nice to see you too. Oh, so glad so many people are showing up here. Okay. Hopefully I can get through this today in a nice and coherent way because I didn't really take many notes. Oh, hi, Miss White Swan. Nice to see you here. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't take very many notes today, so just pray for me. Pray for me. Sometimes I don't know. I'm not always like it varies from stream to stream how nervous I am, but for some reason today I was more nervous, and I'm thinking I don't know, maybe it has to do with the subject matter maybe or the story. I don't know because it's one of my favorite ones, one of my favorite examples of Doctor Who lore that we're going to go over today. So some other things I want to get to real quick though. I had some people, oh man, I forgot to bring that over. Okay, I had some of my friends that sent me some birthday presents. I know it's a little bit late. It is obviously my birthday is in the beginning of June, but I just wanted to show off the items that they sent me because I'm just so happy and grateful for them, and just wanted to give them a shout out. It's someone who makes Organite. She's in the community. You guys probably have heard of her. Don't worry, I'm still here. I'm just grabbing the things. Christina Lee Dobbs. I'm going to send this to her afterwards since she's probably not here watching. But she sent me these really beautiful pieces. And I have a pyramid that she made me a couple years back that I keep over in my other room. But if you guys are looking for any good Organite stuff, definitely give her a look-see on Facebook. But this is the thing that I really love that she sent me that is just so cool. Oh my gosh, look at this beautiful crystal skull. It's even got this little carving in it right there, which kind of makes me feel it's fairy-like to me for some reason. That shape, that like the wind, like a wind fairy, just kind of my favorite thing. So anyway, so that's the one thing that I wanted to go over, and just to let you guys know, I'm just feeling better and better and more like my old self as time goes by. I know like I went through a heavy period there for a while where it's like I didn't feel like I was going to ever have anything good or happy to talk about again, but I pushed through, and besides the manifestations, meditations and stuff that I've been doing to like kind of get the ball rolling here for myself, I also have been taking something I think that's really been helping, and it is this CBD oil from Hopewell Farms. Now they get enough advertisement from Journey to Truth, so I don't really need to be like, I'm not advertising it in a way that like they give me something for it. They don't, but but they did help me out with this, and I was just talking to them about some of the issues that I've been having and everything, and so they sent me. I tried it. I was a little nervous to try such a large dosage because it can get kind of expensive. But if your body needs it, it needs it, and I think that I've been really improving. Having been taking this like twice a day, and I just couldn't be more happy. Couldn't be more grateful with it. I feel like it's helped stabilize, like level things out, and take away a lot of the body aches and pains that I've been having. Just being a mom of 6 and working and trying to stay on top of everything. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff though, the stuff that I really get excited to talk about. All right, the first thing I wanted to go into was the fact that I did have a dream last night that already kind of spiraled into happening already, okay, which it was only a snippet of a dream that I really remembered. And it actually had to do with the fact that I was trying to make a decision on what statue to put in my background, because I like to change it up. And I know it's a little dark, so you probably can't see it, and I'll bring it out in a second. But this is going to lead into my Doctor Who story, so I felt okay about sharing this with you guys. So I had a dream that there was a large woodpecker feather, and I knew because I knew of the type of woodpecker that would have dropped it. So I knew that's the type of feather it was. I knew that's the type of bird it was. And it was just laying on the ground in my dream next to a tree or something like that. And so I was sitting here and looking outside my back room window here, and a woodpecker, that same type of woodpecker, landed not next to my tree, but next to these rocks and stuff that kind of looked rugged like a tree. And in front of it was a bunny. Okay, now there was a couple different statues that I was thinking about choosing, but then I knew at that point that the one I was going to choose was the one from this anime called Beastars that I really, really love. I'm going to bring it up for a second. This is my son's statue. That's one of the things that me and him really love, is to find shows that we like to watch together. What this anime is about really is just about it's a love story between a bunny and a wolf, and they live in a society where carnivores and omnivores have to try and find a way to coexist. And so it turns out to be a really pretty love story. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because, honestly, my son Isaac is the one who led me to Doctor Who to begin with. And one of the first episodes that he even had me watch was the one with Lady Cassandra in it. Which I'll tell you guys something. Oh, hi, Joanna. I see you there. Oh, wait, there's a couple. Oh, hi, Hopeful Art. Nice to see you, too. Okay, so back to the story. So he got me to watch this Doctor Who with him because there was a girl in it there was a character named Cassandra. And she happened to be, I'm only going to briefly go over this first episode that she was in, because the main thing that I'm wanting to talk about is the second episode called A New Earth. So the first episode she was in, it was with Chris Eccleston. It was the doctor, and they were all meeting on a space station in the future to watch the sun expand, and it was going to destroy the Earth. And so he took Rose to see that, and there was a gathering of people, and one happened to be this piece of skin, basically, that was looked like a trampoline, okay, that had a face, and it was Lady Cassandra, and she called herself the last surviving human. Okay, and the reason that she claimed to be this, because she claimed she had the perspective and belief that everyone who was a hybrid, okay, or people who bred outside the human race, that made them not human anymore. Okay, so this really kind of made her the bad guy in this particular episode. Okay, and she actually did end up exploding. Okay, at the end, like the skin, she got overheated. She had to constantly be moisturized, which actually reminds me, oh my god, moisturize me. I also have another birthday present that someone sent me. This is from my friend Ben. He works at ECETI, the couple of times that I went to a conference there, but he works for this water company called Langenberg Water, and it has super oxygenated water. And so I just thought that was kind of funny to bring out, considering I was bringing out birthday presents and we're talking about Cassandra. Because that's the main phrase that she is known by, is that since she was this piece of skin, she had to constantly be maintained and be moisturized by people outside of herself, which I guess she must have had a lot of money, so that was how she was able to procure these servants or whatnot. But that is not what happened in the second episode that we're going to talk about. Okay, and the reason I'm talking about this, just so you know, is because I'm trying to get you thinking about timelines and time travel and time paradoxes, and this is just some of my favorite subjects to think about personally. Okay, like for instance, okay, well, this one doesn't really have to do with the time paradox or the time traveling per se, but I did think about this, like when we're talking about Doctor Who, something that has always fascinated me is, how does the TARDIS know where to take him, right? Because it always ends up taking him to, he's the doctor. Like the whole point of his existence is to go and find people to help. So, I thought about this after watching so many episodes of it, like how does the TARDIS always know where to go? And I kind of look at it like this. It's like the TARDIS is also a consciousness in itself. We know that it's a living being itself. What if the TARDIS is mainly like your higher self, right? And so, and being a Time Lord, what if that actually metaphorically stood for people who have their heart and their high heart activated, that has two hearts, you know what I'm saying? And that in itself, along with the higher self, which is your TARDIS, can mean that you are a time traveler. You can do remote view. You can travel with your consciousness, right? So this is the type of things that, I don't know, they just get me really excited to think about. I think these things are real possibilities. If we can learn how to unlock them in ourselves, that we can eventually be able to do stuff like this. All right, so back to the topic. Okay, so, well, at least to what I was just talking about, which is how does the doctor know where to go? And I think that it has to do with the purity of the intent when someone makes a call for help. I think the heart, and along with the mind and emotions and stuff, the mind body spirit complex, so to speak, is a very powerful thing. And so I think when we're looking at each and every one of these Doctor Who episodes, the reasons he's usually getting called to these places is because someone has put out a distress call and it could use his help specifically, because the universe always finds a place for everything. Everything has its place. I truly believe that anyway. So in this particular episode, Doctor, which is now David Tennant, okay, which is a really great doctor. I really loved him. He gets called with his companion, Rose Tyler, and they are going to go visit the new Earth, okay, the new Earth, I think it was even called. They called it New New York, and this was billions of years into the future, billions. Okay, and so they find this hospital. That is where the doctor has been called to. He has this psychic paper, and it has alerted him that he needs to go and he needs to visit this hospital. So they go into this hospital, and it's run by cat beings, which I thought was pretty interesting. Considering what we know about other extraterrestrial races out there that are like the Lyrans and such things like that. So this was run by cat beings, and basically they lived on the same planet with humans. Excuse me for a second. And now he got called to go see this person known as the Face of Bo, which we aren't even going to get into that because that's like a whole new spin-off storyline in itself. If anyone who watches Doctor Who knows about the Face of Bo. So what we're really focusing on here is what was going to happen to Rose. Okay, so he knows he's got to go to like the 26th ward. So they go through this sanitation. Him and Rose go through this sanitation elevator. Okay, and it just so happens that when they arrived, there was a robot, okay, a secret little robot watching, spying for this character, which is Cassandra. Okay, she was watching and she recognized she didn't recognize the doctor, but she recognized Rose. So she actually already had another servant there with her, and she told her servant, okay, go fetch Rose for me. So he intercepts the elevator that Rose is taking to go to the 26th floor with the doctor, and she gets put in like an offshoot, okay, of like between levels, like kind of like a back rooms looking type of area, okay. So she goes back and she's comes across this video footage that's playing up on a screen, and it's this party. It's this woman wearing this sparkly dress, and she's talking. And then Rose realizes that she recognizes that voice, and that voice is Cassandra. And she turns around, and who's standing there? Cassandra and her servant that she has there, whose name is Chip. Okay. Now Rose is like, wait a second, I saw you die. So how did you end up back here? And she said, well, my brain was saved. Okay. And my consciousness was saved. And I actually had another piece of my skin that was preserved in case something like this happened. She said she managed to escape, and she had made a clone for herself to take care of her, which was Chip. And she had been living in this hospital secretly because she was running away from probably whatever had happened in that first episode, like the war crimes or something like that was happening. Some type of plot that she had that didn't go over well. And so she's hiding out there, and the movie is still playing, and we're putting this in the background just because this is going to be important later on in the future, the time paradox that I'm trying to paint out for you guys. Okay, she's watching this movie of herself in the past at a party where she tells Rose this was the last time anyone ever told her that she was beautiful. And so this is why she's watching it. And so she says, Rose, I have a favor to ask of you. And Rose is like, I'm not helping you at all, so don't ask me for this favor. And she starts to back up, and they lock onto her, and Cassandra takes her consciousness, and she uses this technology called, they called it a psychogenerator, I think it was called, or something like that. I had it earlier, and it probably will come back. So she hops into Rose's body. Okay, and now she goes to find the doctor, because that's really all she wanted to do. She just wanted to find a way to get out of this hospital, and she wanted to figure out what was going on inside the hospital. See, because she was being maintained and kept alive all right, by whatever medicines were there. Okay, now meanwhile, the doctor is back up and he's talking to his friend, and he's noticing that the diseases that these people are dying from are incurable. So why are they even like telling them that they're going to survive? Like, why is this happening? Well, it just so happens that there's some type of miracle cure that these cats have that they're not sharing with the doctor. So this gets the doctor curious. He's like, what's going on here? Along with Rose, they go and they find out that basically the entire hospital, underneath the entire hospital. Now, tell me this isn't disclosure. Tell me this isn't disclosure. Underneath the entire hospital is thousands of people that these cats just call flesh. Okay, they don't even look at them as people, and they have given all of these people every single disease in the galaxy, and they're using their blood and their plasma. They're harvesting it in a certain way that they would never be able to replicate the medicines fast enough for these elites that are up in the higher levels that are paying to have these people drained of their life force, kept in these isolation tanks, basically separated from each other and just suffering. Okay, and now the doctor gets really, really upset about this when he finds out, obviously, like, this is an atrocity. What are you doing? These are real people. And the cats are just like, well, we choose to see it differently. And we had to help these humans here. We couldn't do it fast enough. And this is the way we came up with it. We couldn't maintain their health fast enough, whatever it was that they came up with. And so at that point, the doctor also confronts the fact that he can tell that something is wrong with Rose. He can tell that there's a different person in Rose's body, and he basically is like, who are you? You need to get out of Rose's body. And that's when she comes clean and she's like, okay, I'm Cassandra. He's like, how did you even survive? What happened? She's like, and she tells him about the machine that she had. And then Chip comes up too. And she's like, and this is my servant. And he's like, well, now we have to escape here because they let all of the humans out. All the sick humans, they got let out. All right. Now, if they touch a person, they were going to contaminate them with the diseases that they had. And so they're running from them because they're like, oh, we don't want to die, and they're at the same time, they're fighting back and forth. Like, you have to get out of Rose's body, because if you don't, they find out, if you don't, then it eventually will suppress Rose's consciousness, and Cassandra would basically take over and live in that body. So she hops out into the doctor's body instead. And he's like, no, you can't do that, because now at this point, the doctor was the brains of the whole operation here. Okay, it's not Cassandra, and so she's suppressing the doctor's consciousness. So she hops out because at this point they're about to die. These infected people are about to catch up with them. So she hops into the body of one of the infected people, and this is where things changed for her. They make it out just in time. But Cassandra hops out again and goes back into Rose's body. Okay. Once they figure out how to save everyone, which the doctor figures it out, he puts all the medicines inside these sanitizing showers that they went through at the beginning, and it ends up curing people. And the reason that he ends up doing this is because Rose tells him, well, Cassandra in Rose's body tells him that when she went into the infected person, she felt how isolated they were, how lonely they were, how much suffering they had been through. And she told him that they weren't even trying to attack them. They were only looking for human touch. That is the only reason that they were even trying to come at them in the way they were. And so that was what inspired the doctor to cure all the people. He found the means, the ways to do it, and he cures all the people. Now, this is the ending. This is the part that gets me every single time. And this is why I love this episode. And I'm glad that if you've stayed here with me, thank you for staying here with me this long. So we get to the end now, where the doctor basically says, okay, Cassandra, like, you need to get out of that body. We can put you in some type of skin tank or whatever, and you can serve, we can go put you on trial, basically. And she's like, hold on a second, because there's Chip. Chip comes running up. He had managed to avoid getting touched by any of the things. And he's like, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, mistress, And she said, oh, I can just hop into Chip's body. He's volunteering. And the doctor's like, no, that he still has a life too. But Chip is like insistent. He's like, no, I only live to serve her, and I want her to do this. And so Cassandra does. She hops into his body. And that's when the doctor again says, okay, we're going to take you and take you for trial. And she's like, you don't need to, because Chip's body, he was a clone. He was a half-life. He had already been through so much. And actually, he's about to die. And so this is at the point where she has to confront the fact that she's actually going to die, even though she's lived all these millions, billions of years. Okay, and considered herself the last human, even. You know, what a silly thing to think. All right, and so the doctor takes her. That's when she knows. That's when she realizes, and she asks the doctor to take her back in time with his TARDIS to the night of that party. That party that she was rewatching on that screen that Rose found her watching. The last time that she was ever told she was beautiful. All right, and inside Chip's body, she goes to herself and she tells her, you know, he says to her, I just want you to know you look so very beautiful tonight. And at first she kind of brushes them off and she's like, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And then he stops her and he says, no, like you really are something beautiful. And she really takes it in. And then Chip's body gives out. And she sits there and she cries for help, for someone to help him. This man is dying in front of her. And she doesn't even realize that that person is her from the future. Like that's, and it's such a beautiful and moving experience when you watch it and you feel it and you're just like, wow, like that's how powerful love can be. That's how powerful a loving gesture can be, that it lasted her and stayed in her mind for all those years later. And then it ended up being her. Like that's a crazy paradox. Like how, like, I don't know. I just really feel like there is a way to do this. I know from my own experiences, and I've talked about them before, about healing my past self, healing my other selves. I think this just shows you that this just gives you a good example of what kind of change can happen, what kind of lasting effect can happen if you are able to find a way in your heart to connect with other versions of yourself and to tell them, things are going to get better. Tell them the good things that are happening for you in your life right now, things that maybe that past version of yourself would have no idea is something for you to look forward to. So anyway, that's what I have to say about Doctor Who, Lady Cassandra. There's plenty of other ones that I could go over, and I eventually will go over, because that's part of the reason that I started this channel, was so that I could talk about these fun things. So I hope you enjoyed that little recount of Doctor Who and Lady Cassandra. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to get to, let's just go ahead and completely, I'm going to take a deep breath. Hello there, Brian and Trevor. I am the Storm. Love that name. Awesome. Totally awesome. Okay, so yeah. Before we leave the Doctor Who universe, though, I just want to remind everyone that the best Doctor, though, in my opinion, is Peter Capaldi's character. I think that the depth that they went with his character development, his storyline, was the best one. And he gave the best speeches. He definitely was a great Doctor, that one. All right. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, and this kind of branches off to some of the things that I've been going through recently that I've been talking to you guys about, and it's about authenticity. Okay, now when you say authenticity, like, just inherently you feel like you know what that means, right? But for me, I really, when certain words come into my field, so to speak, I like to really sit with the words, and I like to let them unfold for me, the depth of the meaning of those words, right? I like to let spirit guide me to the information or to the videos that I need to hear about these certain words. And so this word authenticity is one that I've really wondered about and pondered on, I guess, for some time now. And so one way that I had not thought about it, and I'm just going to give you guys the example that Spirit brought to me, okay? It happened to be through just a random YouTube video that came up. But this example stuck with me. It hit me so hard and I've even shared it with another person since then. And it seems to be going in line with what people need to hear right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. This example has to do with when you're dating too, especially. Okay? Because there's a need and a want when you're around people. If you're a caring person, you want people to feel comfortable. You want them to feel safe in your presence. Okay. Now, one of the ways that I didn't realize that could be an inauthentic way of being is, let's say you're on a date with someone, okay, and you hit an uncomfortable pause, or they talk about something, and even though you might not be that interested in it, you don't want to have that uncomfortable silence, so you come to the rescue, and you ask them questions about it, and you inquire about it, and it's going to come across like you're super interested in that. And so now let's say you leave that date, and the two of you leave that date feeling very differently about things. Like, you feel like, oh wow, like, yeah, that stuff was okay, but I wasn't really interested as much as I was just trying to make sure that the other person felt comfortable too. Like, I just don't want people to feel hurt or rejected. I want them to feel seen. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to authenticity, you're not going to like every single thing. You're not. That's what makes people beautiful, is their uniqueness. The things that make you you, the things that you like for whatever reasons that you like it. And that's part of the adventure, isn't it? It's figuring out why you like the things that you like, and why that makes you you. And wouldn't you want to feel inspired that you're around someone who makes you feel excited about those subjects, and maybe even has some of those subjects in common with you? Like, so back to the date example though. Okay, so now these two people leave walking away from this date, and while one is like, okay, like, I don't really ever want to go down that road again, but the other person now is feeling like, wow, that was a great date. I can't wait to talk to them again. Like, I hope, it seemed like things went really well. It you know, seemed like they really liked me back in that same way. Okay, and now you're trying to not like not confront that. So now the communication gets even more awkward, right? Because now you're still trying to prevent, like, not hurting that person's feelings. And so maybe you even just like stop talking to them, maybe just slowly stop, like the talking gets less and less, things like that, things of that nature. That actually has to do with authenticity. I had not connected these two things. Okay, this really kind of hit me in a certain way, because I'm not saying that you shouldn't be try to make people comfortable. Like, I'm not saying never do these types of things. I'm not saying that there's a time and a place for things. But when we're talking about trying to get closely intimate with someone, or have a close bonding relationship with someone, we're not doing anyone any favors if we are just pretending in a way to be interested, because we don't want to hurt their feelings, so to speak. I've definitely made this mistake, and I definitely did not realize that this was the mistake, part of the mistake I was making, because I do know the difference. I can feel the difference between what it is I'm actually interested in, and what it is that I'm not. And there was a part of me, I think, that really thought that I could be that way, be in that other way, and that it wouldn't be work or exhausting or hard. But it was too hard, and it broke me to the point where I can't pretend anymore. It seems like I just am getting more and more to this point where I just can't hold back my real self. I can't hide it. I don't want to hide it. I don't want to pretend. I don't want to fake it. And I think that that's what true authenticity is, and calls, and that's what calls you to really know yourself, and really share yourself truly with the people that you love and care about, even if it means feeling awkward, even if it's about discovery. Compatibility is the thing that's going to make a relationship work in the long run. So, like, not pretending to get along, pretending to be compatible. That's what it would be. Being inauthentic would mean pretending that, oh God, oh, it just slipped out, guys. It just slipped. I had it for a second, and it just walked away. But you basically got it. I'm sure you basically got it. Okay? So that is what I learned. Be authentic, guys. Be authentic. We're never going to find the people that we vibe with the most unless we're willing to know ourselves and to put ourselves out there, like I am here today. This is why I did this, was because I wanted to find my people. And I hope that, the people who vibe with me, and who like the same things that I like, and who enjoy these types of talks and conversations that I give, I hope that they find me. I really, truly do. I want to connect with those people. That's what makes my life feel fulfilled and have meaning. is when I connect with those types of people. So anyway, that's what I have to say about that. Yeah. Let me see what's going on here in the chat. I said some more Doctor Who stuff, I think. Tom Baker, yep. That's my son's favorite. My son Joshua's favorite. Okay, hold on. I got a comment from Trevor here. Pretending to be interested in things we're not really interested in just so someone else will like us is inauthentic. Exactly. See, but for me, for a while there, I didn't realize that it's not like I do that all the time, okay? But there have been times where I have felt like I've had to do that, and I did not realize. I thought that was kindness, right? And I think that that's where the slippery slope can be had, because there's and I'm not saying that you should just be like, tell the person like, oh, I'm not interested in hearing about that. I don't think you need to be cruel or harsh either, for sure. But yeah, like just learning the depths of what authenticity really means. It's not just sharing yourself with people. It's more than that. It's like being willing to be honest with people too, I guess, which can be hard. It can be really hard. It's a vulnerable thing to really put yourself out there and be your real self and show your real heart and your true thoughts. It's difficult. Okay. Oh, thank you, Deborah. I'm glad to have you here. Oh, we got Helpful Farm here saying to me, what you see is what you get, and not just going through the motions make for the authenticity. Exactly. It's true. And still being accepting of when people don't vibe with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't mean like you have to be like, oh, don't like that. You don't have to do that either. Just be like, okay, it's just not my cup of tea. It's like not liking chocolate ice cream as opposed to vanilla. Like, I want to find people who like the same flavor ice cream with me. Oh, yeah. Which is anything that tastes like creme brulee, basically. I've noticed that's like my most favorite flavor of anything is creme brulee, which is like this caramel vanilla type of flavor. And if you've ever had Lotus Biscoff cookie butter, oh my god, it's like my I gotta stay away from that stuff. Oh, I eat too much of it if I get it. It's too good. Okay, so let's pull the fortune cookie and do the tarot card. All right, let's pull the fortune cookie. And like I said last week, we're down to the last couple ones here, guys. Okay, I'm just looking at my little notebook to see if I got, like, I only made a really small list today. You should see other weeks that I've done. I'm just like pages, and I'm like, why do I write all this? I don't even look at half of it half the time after. Okay, we only got 3. All right. Okay, we only got 3 left. 1, 2, or 3, guys. 1, 2. Oh. 1, 2, or 3. Right in the chat. 1, 2, or 3. This is the message for the collective, guys. We're gonna wait a second. Let's see what we get. We got 2s. We got 3s. Let's see. Oh, it looks like we're getting a lot of 3s. Ooh, 1, 1. Bold. Anyone else? I think we're going to go with 3 then. Sorry, 2s and 1s. We're going with 3. Here we go. All right. Please give us a message for the collective. Yes. Doop, doop. Okay, what are we going to get? Okay. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go where there is no path and leave a trail. Yeah, for sure. Be a way shower, so to speak, right? I like that. Yes. That was a good one. Let's see how that ties in, though, right? It's going to, usually it always ties into something in the tarot that we do here. So let's get going. Oh, we had another 3 for the win. Yeah, we did number 3, guys. Did number 3. Okay. While we're here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, please. If you already are subscribed, thank you. Much appreciated. Okay, I'm going to move some of this stuff to prepare. Okay. All right. I hope everyone's having an awesome Friday, the 21st. Okay, I want to know about this week's energies, though, for the collective. What can we expect for the collective for this next week's energies? Yes, yes. I hear you guys. Okay. Oh, it's ready. It's ready. Just the collective want to hear. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. Collective. And right here. Okay. All right. We got an Ace of Swords. Speaking of timelines, this is a timeline shift. Okay, so this is an opportunity to make a timeline shift in regards to the way you communicate. Something that maybe you communicate about more passionately now, something that you, not just what you communicate though, like the way you communicate, your expressions, your body language, the tone of voice you use, like coming forth with a new strength, okay, a sharper cut, so to speak. It's like the sword has been sharpened. Okay, so looks like we are due for an upgrade when it comes to how we communicate. Let's keep going. Okay, what else we got? Yeah, message before. Tell us a little bit more about this Ace of Swords. Boop. All right, we got the Knight of Pentacles coming through. Okay, so I would say this has to do with a type of energy that is, it's a stable energy. It's an earth sign. Pentacles is an earth sign, so it's going to be more grounded. It's going to be more stable. It's going to be more secure. But you know, the knights in themselves are about being on a journey. Okay, the thing about this Knight of Pentacles energy, though, is that it's possible that you could be a little bit stuck and maybe moving a little bit slower than what you hope to be, doing with something. Okay, because you really do have something. You really do have a gift of something to share with the people. Okay, the thing about the Knight of Pentacles, though, is that I think that he's kind of waiting for the invite. Okay, when really he just needs to take that thing that he has that's special, that's unique, that he's knows what it is now, as opposed to being like the Page of Pentacles, which has something, but they don't really know how to use it yet. They don't even know where they would take it. This person has more of an idea of where they want to take that special thing that they have. All right, and they need to stop waiting for the invite. They need to just go, and they need to just do that. And they just put themselves out there in that way because they do have something. Okay, so learning to communicate in a new way, timeline shift when it comes to how you present something that you have that is special and unique to share with the people. Let's keep going though. One more. Give us the last piece of this message for the collective. Last piece of this message. Here it is. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Oh, look at that. Ultimate harmony. Divine union within the self, maybe even outside the self. Okay, so it's like now you have a new tool with which to move forward. Maybe the thing you have is that new tool with which to move forward and find that that partner or that connection, that intimate connection that you're looking to make. And this is something that's going to happen. It's meant to happen because see, we got that. It's a major arcana card. Okay, so that says like this. This is, and he is looking at this. Okay, so he's walking towards it. He knows this is where it's going, right? Okay, so ultimately, I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can think of to do with the Lover's card. ultimately too, I truly believe that this is that spiritual self-love too, that spiritual union within yourself, the almost similar to the energies that I was talking about with the Lady Cassandra story of how, you know, it ended up being herself, you know, that came back and gave herself that love that she needed in order to um, go on for all those years. You know, that was the one thing that she had to hold on to, right, so to speak. Like that was a union that the beginning and the ending right there, you know. So yeah, think on that one and how that fits into your life, you know. But also, I do want to give people hope out there. This could be, for me, I also think it's talking about some of the dating stuff that I was just talking about. Like now you have a new way of communicating and speaking. You have something real that invaluable that you want to share with people, and you're going to go out there and you're not going to wait for that invitation anymore. You're going to go out there and you're going to go find that. You're going to go find that intimate relationship that you want, because it's meant to happen. Again, like this, all this was meant to happen. It's always been leading to this. Okay. So that's what I have to say about that one. Hello, Ryan and Janice. Nice to see you here. All right, so I like that one. That was good. Okay. Now we're going to God. The bangs are just going to get worse and worse, guys. I don't have a normal hairstylist anymore either, so who knows when I'm going to actually be able to get it cut again. I do like the color that it's turning into, though. It just gets lighter and lighter. I just turned different shades of blue. Okay, so. Oh, I'm glad that resonated with you, Ryan. Okay, so let's see what they have to tell us with the Adventure Time Tarot. Wonder if they have Doctor Who Tarot. Wouldn't that be interesting? Oh, man. So many characters to choose from. Okay, for the collective, though. That's what we're doing right now. One more message for the collective. Okay. Almost ready, guys. Almost ready. Okay. Yes, we are in gear now. Here we go. Tell us about what message we need. Let's fix some of these first. Okay. All right, here we go. Just connecting, clicking in. Okay, yep, yeah. Okay, there we go. All right, the first card we got is the King of Wands. Okay. So this guy, the King of Wands, this is a fiery energy. This is a passionate energy. This particular character is the Master Wizard who actually runs Wizard City. Okay, and he's an authority figure when it comes to what to do and how to go about things. He's the one that rules the justice out to the people in Wizard City. Okay, but what else can the King of Wands represent? Well, he can represent a bold character, someone who is fiery and passionate about what they do, and a little bit more mature than that Knight of Wands. Okay, who is basically, you know, is very much out to just chase after whatever goal it is that they have until they get that goal. This person's a little bit more stable when it comes to that, but they're also still fiery and passionate and about taking charge and going in there. Not so much a thinker, more of a doer. Okay, but more on the mature side. Trying to think if there's anything else I can remember about this particular character, because I honestly don't really know if I know much about him. But the black cat here in the bottom is showing up, sticking out to me for some reason. So if black cat resonates for any of y'all out there, let me know, because he's got this. He's also wearing some cool glasses, it looks like. Okay. yeah, particularly, I'll have to get back to you guys on this character. I'll have to do a little more research for that Adventure Time character. So just take that for the King of Wands for this particular moment. Okay, so let's go on. So that guy, okay, passionate. He's doing things. He's getting things done. He's taking care of things. He's like accomplished. I just get that feeling. Like, I mean, obviously the head wizard is an authority figure. You know, he's earned his way up there in order. He's like knows how to use his magic. He knows how to use his magic, how to wield it, how to wield that rod. Okay, let's see. Let's keep going. Tell us a little bit more about this. Message for the collective. Message for the collective. Woo! We got death rolling in. Okay, so something is coming to an end. All right, in this particular card, the character of death in Adventure Time is actually very fascinating. He has children, he has a wife. This is his job. Like, eventually he ends up, when he gets killed, the person who kills him takes over the job, right? But he doesn't seem to like not enjoy his job. He's responsible for making sure that the dead souls and things that are dead go to their proper place. Okay, so what needs to be put in its proper place, right? What needs to be put to rest, put to bed, all right, in order to bring about a new transformation. Because I can see in the background here, we got some like this triangle in the background. It looks like they're like a pyramid or some sort, like energy's coming off of it. Okay, so this transformation of energy needs to take place. And it kind of reminds me of even what we were talking about with the Lady Cassandra story, where it's like she was just avoiding death, so to speak, that kept her around for so long until eventually she had to face it. And it ended up leading to the most beautiful experience that she ever had. But it was only when she was willing to, come to the end, right? Come to the end. Okay, so what needs to be transformed? What needs to come to an end? Let's see a little bit more. What else? Okay, give us the rest of the message for the collective. And this King of Wands and Death. Tell us the last part of the message, guys. Boop. Six of Swords. Okay, now I know why they were drawing my attention to the bubble. Okay. Okay, so it's been a long time since we've gotten this card in the Adventure Time Tarot card, but as you can see too, there's all these bubbles floating around him in this one. I kept wondering, I'm like, what's that about? Well, this is about faith. Okay, this is about realizing that you're actually part of a whole, where maybe you feel like you're. Okay, so this particular character, this bubble. Okay, he ended up finding one of the characters in Adventure Time, which is BMO. Okay, and BMO was lost from home, so he's like, I'll accompany you, BMO, back to your home. And so they do. They get into some hijinks along the way, but eventually they get back home. Okay, and the bubble tells BMO, I love you. I want to be with you forever. I want to marry you. And BMO is like, yeah, let's be together forever. And Jake opens the door and pops the bubble, and BMO is like, no, what did you do? And like Jake is like, oh, look at this. BMO's laughing because I popped a bubble. But that's when the voice that was inside the bubble keeps talking to BMO and tells BMO, hey, BMO, I'm not gone actually. And now I truly can be with you forever, because guess what? It turns out that whole time, that home that I was looking for, I was already there. I was actually air. I was air trapped inside of that container. And now now that I am everything, I can be with you. Okay. And so it was a really beautiful, and BMO was like, yay, okay, you didn't die, yay. So it was actually a really beautiful little story that they had. So with this card, it really does fall in line too with, trust that you're being guided to the right place, right? Have faith that you're being guided to the right place. Especially coming after this card, something has to change, something has to die. And it's the death of that thing that can possibly literally bring about, okay, that thing that you are desiring to have, okay, that connection that you're desiring to have. Okay, have faith about it. You might not be able to see how it's going to get there, okay, but it can. It can and it will. Yeah. especially considering the last spread that we got. I feel like they're just connecting right now like that. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat now. Again, if you are looking for a more specific reading, personalized to you, you can email me at auroradiamondheart@gmail.com. And yeah, I'm thinking about doing some more of the one card, or not one card. I'm really thinking though, if I want to start doing everyone's, that I probably should try to narrow it down to like 1 or 2 cards. But 3 cards is my thing. So I don't know. Either way, I am going to come back and do some more individual readings for people in the chat probably next week. I feel like doing that. So yeah, I hope that resonated for people. I hope that you found some kind of benefit. I've tried to be my most authentic and safely vulnerable self here with y'all today. And yeah, I hope that you guys like to talk about Doctor Who, because I am going to come back with more, you know? Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks, Deborah. I love you guys. Thanks for being here with me. I really enjoy this, you know? Oh, I heard a knock at my door. I see it. It's a baby girl. It's well, she's not really a baby. 6. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. We're going to go in a second here. Oh. Oh, I love you too. Mwah. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I know there was like a couple other little things I wanted to say, but it doesn't look like it's coming in now. So since it's not, I guess we're probably gonna take on off. It's been about an hour, hasn't it? Anyway, almost. Oh my gosh. I talked about all that stuff and it hasn't even been an hour. Wow. What the? I was a little bit nervous about going into all that though, so it's always hard for me to talk about the stories like that because I want to make sure I get it in the right order and like in the right way where it comes out the right way. I don't know. I just love talking about the ideals of time traveling. It just fascinates me, and that's why I highly recommend, if you haven't watched Doctor Who, give it a shot. It is disclosure, you know. They tell us about all of those things right in our face. Oh, Queen Victor, thanks. Bye, Jose. We'll see you next time. Oh, thanks, Hope. Great to see you all as always. Okay, I am going to end it now. We're going to go. Wait. There's one more. Wait. There's one more comment. To be totally authentic with you, Cassandra, I think our senses of humor are very different from each other. Oh, Trevor, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate, I understand. I hear what you're saying on that. It's true. I think so too. But that's okay. You know, everyone can have a different sense of humor. It's all right. I'm sending you guys love. Sending you guys love as well. Deborah. Sorry, I was like reading her comment and then I realized like I'm saying it like it's me. And I am sending you love as well. All right, people. Here I go. I'm hitting end stream. I love you and I will see you next time.